He traveled like one of us. He dined and laughed with us, so we may develop kingship with him. However, lest we forget in whose presence we are, he reminded us.
సామాన్యంగా ఈ రూపాన్ని చూసి మీరు మానవత్వంగా మీరు విసర్జించవచ్చు. కాదు కాదు, నేను దేహం కాదు, నా తత్వం ఇట్టిది అట్టిదని ఎవరికీ అర్థం కాదు. నేను మగవారిలో మగవారిగా ఉంటాను, ఆడవారిలో ఆడవారిగా ఉంటాను, పిల్లల్లో పిల్లలుగా ఉంటుంది, ఒంటరిగా ఉన్నప్పుడు బ్రహ్మగా ఉంటాను. ఇది నా యొక్క సత్యం.
Human in form, but divine descent in reality. To try to comprehend him is like a little fish attempting to measure the vast ocean. But what we can do instead is celebrate him. And what better way to celebrate his life than to savor the various facets of this unmatched, ever-dazzling diamond.
నేను సన్యాసిని కాదు, నేను యోగిని కాదు, నేను భోగిని కాదు, త్యాగిని కాదు, నేనే. ఈ నేను అనేటువంటి పదమే ఆత్మకు మొదటి పేరు.
This year, as we celebrate 100 years of this pure love walking on 2 feet, we decided to relive his glorious saga and soak our souls with his charming form and sanguine message. As the celebrations began in earnest in November 2024, we embarked on a humble yet fulfilling endeavor of offering at his lotus feet a documentary series on his unbounded love, wisdom and power. A fresh episode of which to be released on the 23rd of every month. In November, we had a broad glimpse into his life, mission and message.
Young Satyam showed his omnipresence at the Virupaksha temple at Hampi. Further, in his discourses, he would remind his devotees,
I am with you, in you, around you, behind you. చిన్న విత్తనమే పెద్ద వృక్షంగా మారిపోతుంటది. ఆనాడు చిన్న స్కూలే కట్టించినప్పుడు ఈనాడు పెద్ద యూనివర్సిటీగా మారిపోయింది. పూర్వం అంత చిన్న హాస్పిటల్ కట్టించినటువంటిది ఇప్పుడు సూపర్ స్పెషాలిటీగా మారిపోయింది. ఆనాడు ఏదో చిన్న బోర్వెల్లో ఒక చిన్న బావినో వేసి నీరు ఇప్పిస్తున్నటువంటి వాడిని ఈనాడు మన జిల్లాకు అంతా కూడా పైప్స్ వేయించి చక్కని నీరు అందించారు.
The Sri Sathya Sai avatar's universal attraction drew people from all corners of the globe, be it commoners, musicians, leaders of nations, saints, students and professionals, breaching all barriers of caste, creed, religion, nationality and language. That attraction was the magnetism of pure love. This pure love is Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, infinite like the ocean. And what we have witnessed is a mere drop of that infinity.
December came and we revisited a central theme of his philosophy and legacy, the unity of faith. In this episode, Sarva Dharma Swarupa Sai, we saw how he strengthened the faith of devotees in their own religion through unique materializations and messages, gifts of grace, or through instructions revealing the inner significance of practices and symbols of various religions. Call him by any name, it is the same universal consciousness which responds. Bhagawan reveals. We began the special year 2025 contemplating on the most blessed feature of the Sri Sathya Sai avatar, the sublime experience of Darshan. For over 7 decades, Bhagawan himself walked amidst devotees every day, showering his bountiful grace on all. What really happened during these darshan sessions? Why was every darshan session an unparalleled blessing? How did darshan sessions acquire different hues in varied locations? And how do these darshans continue to remake us even now? We explored all this and much more through subtle tales and thrilling anecdotes. It was in 1963 that Bhagawan declared for the first time that he is indeed the advent of the Shiva-Shakti principle. From way before that, Mahashivaratri was a grand observance around Bhagavan, laced with mystical and mind-boggling materializations. The fourth episode, which coincided with the celebrations of Mahashivaratri, was a comprehensive capture of Mahashivaratri over the years, as well as how Bhagavan revealed overtly and covertly on any number of occasions that Sai and Shiva are the same cosmic principle. Announcing himself as Lord Shiva, who is lost in solitude, did not mean he kept to himself. Like the cascading Ganga rushing to nourish the land, he travelled across the length and breadth of India, including an overseas trip to Africa, all along touching lives unimaginably, rejuvenating historic shrines and building eternal memories. The next chapter in this divine odyssey, When Love Flows, was a little peek into his tireless travels and visits in reaching out to the seekers and the sleeping, right and the royalty, the forlorn and the famished. The Sai Juggernaut of love rolled on, spreading far and wide, enveloping every inhabited continent through one sadhana that Bhagavan himself launched as he announced his avatarhood in 1940, the practice of singing his name collectively in harmony and rhythm with devotion and enthusiasm. In the sixth episode, Sai Bhajans, the royal highway to God, we discovered how Bhagavan meticulously restored, enriched and emboldened this universal pathway to divine bliss. We went back to the very origins of this Sai Bhajan saga and decade by decade delineated how this sadhana gained more meaning and momentum until it became a revolutionizing movement sweeping the globe. Today, in the home of every Sai devotee and in the cities and towns of hundreds of countries, Sai Bhajans reverberate seamlessly. Pashupati, the lord of all creatures, was a sweet recollection of the loving bond between Bhagavan and the animal kingdom. From the many dogs that were blessed with his proximity, the lessons he taught about being sensitive to their needs, to remembering Sai Gita, who rose to be an exemplar of one-pointed devotion, this recollection reminded us that Bhagavan is indeed the master and the redeemer of all living forms. That is why he always exhorted us to pray, may all beings everywhere be happy.
Swami, in his discourses, reminded us repeatedly, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam, God is the indweller of all beings. And to worship that Lord, the most important flower is the Sarva Bhuta Daya Pushpam, the flower of kindness towards all beings. Through his love for animals and birds, he taught us how to love them, how to show gratitude to them, and how to be kind to them. And by drawing our attention to the love that these beings had for him, he taught us to love him selflessly. And through these sweet episodes, he reminded us that he is Premavatara, an avatar that has come to shower love on all.
Bhagawan once declared, "Our race is only one, the human race. We worship only one God who is omnipresent. And our language is only one, the language of the heart." Prasanthi Nilayam, since its unfurling in November 1950, has been a glorious demonstration of this unifying principle, the brotherhood of man and the fatherhood of God. Thus, in this sacred space, people from all regions, races and religions assembled and together celebrated their own festivals. Bhagavan, on his part, used it as an opportunity to turn their minds inwards into the deeper significances of these holy observances. Our documentary, Festivals, External to Internal, was not merely a dazzling account of all the celebrations at Prasanthi Nilayam, but also provided unique insights into the rites and rituals, the principles and practices associated with these festivities.
अखण्डमण्डलाकारम् व्याप्तं येन चराचरम् तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः.
Who else can reveal such subtle aspects of life to us than the fountainhead of all knowledge, the Vishwaguru? Bhagavan says the most important role he is here to play in our lives is that of the Guru, the one who removes the darkness of ignorance and takes us towards the true goal of our existence. Our Guru, our God, Sri Sathya Sai, was a contemplation on Bhagavan as the supreme preceptor and how he trains and transforms, shapes and chisels every soul like a skillful sculptor so that every individual rises to glow in his love.
The first ever public discourse was delivered in 1947 in Karur. Ever since, thousands more have been delivered. Through the monthly journal Sanatana Sarathi, Bhagavan wrote hundreds of articles which were eventually compiled into the spiritual treasure trove of the books, the Sri Sathya Sai Vahinis. Each one of these discourses and articles is an Upanishad in itself, carrying in it the essence of all wisdom treasured and aspired for by mankind. There is no spiritual topic left uncovered. Bhakti, Jnana, Yoga, Dhyana, Mimamsa, Sankhya, Christianity, and many more.
As we uncover and relish the various dimensions of his beatific personality, it is at times difficult not to draw parallels between the Sri Sathya Sai avatar and that of the Krishna avatar. Both are Purnavatars, complete manifestations of the divine principle. And the most significant parallel lies in the message given through both these incarnations. Sai Krishna's eternal message was a meditative enquiry into the message of Bhagawan, which could unequivocally be described as the modern-day Bhagavad Gita. It is the same message, simplified and clarified. And every moment there is a Bhagavad Gita happening in each heart. All one has to do is to tune in.
Professor Kasturi, the editor of the Sanatana Sarathi, describes a small episode through which Swami revealed that the Gita Vahini was indeed being written by the Gitacharya himself. In one of the articles, Swami wrote that when Arjuna used the appellation, "O Keshava," Krishna smiled. For he knew then that Arjuna had understood his splendor. Professor Kasturi wondered, what was special about this name Keshava? Krishna vanquished a demon by name Keshi and hence got the name Keshava. The learned professor pored through many books, contacted many scholars to know if the name had any other significance, but with no luck. Eventually, he finds the name explained by Adi Shankaracharya in his Bhashyam of the Vishnu Sahasranama, where he says, Ka, A and Isha refer to Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara, and thus Keshava is one who has under his command the Trinity. When Arjuna referred to Krishna as Keshava, it was a sign of Arjuna's wisdom in recognizing the supreme nature of Krishna and a sign of his surrender. Professor Kasturi was delighted at this finding. When he went to Swami after this, with a mischievous smile, Swami asked, Amy Kasturi, has your doubt been resolved? It is good, you did your duty.
Innumerable are the occasions when we are overwhelmed with His care and inundated with His love. Bhagavan always says, when you cannot understand the love of one mother, how can you grasp the love of 1,000,000 mothers? To suffuse ourselves in this nectarous love, that is the Sathya Sai Mata, during the Navratri celebrations, we dived into the delightful Dasara festivities. From the colorful palanquins of the yesteryears to the grand Veda Purusha Saptaha Jnana Yajna over the decades, to the torrential flow of wisdom during every Prasanthi Vidwan Mahasabha right from the 1960s.
ఎట్టి మంటనో అట్టి పొగ, ఎట్టి పొగనో అట్టి మేఘము, ఎట్టి మేఘమో అట్టి వర్షము, ఎట్టి వర్షమో అట్టి పంట, ఎట్టి పంటనో అట్టి వంట, ఎట్టి వంటనో అట్టి బుద్ధి. ఈ మంత్రముతో భగవద్ అద్భుతంగా గావించినటువంటి పొగ మేఘములుగా మారిపోయి పవిత్రమైన మేఘముల నుంచి పవిత్రమైనటువంటి జలబిందువులు వచ్చి ఆ వర్షము చేతనే పవిత్రమైనటువంటి పంటలంతా పెరిగి పవిత్రమైన పంటల వల్లనే పవిత్రమైన వంటలంతా మనకు వచ్చి ఈ వంటల వల్లనే పవిత్రమైన గుణములు కూడా మనకు కలుగుతూ వస్తుంటాయి.
Emphasizing the uniqueness of this yajnam in Prasanthi, Swami said, generally yajnams are done with some tinge of selfishness, like praying for rain, or removing drought, or to ward off evil effects of planets, and so on. But in Prasanthi Nilayam, every yajnam is done with the single objective of Loka Kalyanam, the welfare of all.
As we inch closer to the much anticipated day of the century, the centenary of Bhagavan, we come to the final episode of this series. Now, we are going to take you on a nostalgic journey of sweet moments carefully picked from various birthdays right from the 1940s. We will taste and treasure those timeless moments even as we marvel at the way the truth that is Sri Sathya Sai was unveiled so charismatically during every birthday celebration. Let His fragrance continue to permeate within us. Let His presence continue to power us. And let His love continue to liberate us.